Hello everyone, welcome to another Battlefield Snapshot. In this snapshot, we're going to see another Cold Blood battle using Dragon Rampant rules by Osprey Games. A bitter war has started between two collectives, the Riverfolk and Quetzal, the rulers of the cloud forests above. Early on in this war, the Green Dragon Viridian, ruler of the Riverfolk, has declared a river crusade against his enemies, thus pooling all resources of the collective and declaring the war a holy war against its cliff-dwelling enemy. So on Patreon, I put up the choice of either a small character-driven battle using the rules of Anthems of War, or a larger amphibious assault on Quetzal. These, the rules of engagement for this battle are Dragon Rampant. So my patrons, my Lords of Fantasy, actually voted for the amphibious assault. And so here we are. Future games will show the other battles, and I am using two different rules. Anthems of War for smaller, more character-driven fights, and Dragon Rampant for larger battles. Welcome to River Crusade, Episode 3. Julie has deployed the Riverfolk along the shores of a marshy inlet. Most of her forces are concentrated along two left and right flanks. In tribal terms, the wings of the dragon. The center or head of the dragon has not yet positioned itself and remains in the water. It consists of her command force led by War Chief Crux. Behind Crux, her great war turtle slowly moves forward with a giant ballista on its back. A force of Dimorphodon bruisers still wait to deploy off the landing barge, as the main force of salamanders or Lightfoot warriors has already formed in the shore. Behind the salamanders, a frog mage and its retinue sit on top of their greater war beasts. Meanwhile, Swordfang and his force are spread in a line near the base of a cliff, with war beasts in the left flank and the center of the army. Swordfang himself in the very center, riding his giant winged war beast, while his right flank is composed of a unit of Lightfoot Rex warriors and a mage riding an ornithopter. Finally, a unit of Lightfoot Cloud Warriors hold the extreme right flank, and that is my army positioned to hold Julie's invasion. So the victory conditions are not difficult. We have a total of 3 quests. 2 quests are 2 glory points each. 1 quest is 3 glory points. And that final quest is at least 3 opposing units must be battered. So if we meet that condition, we get 3 glory points. We get 1 glory point for each enemy unit destroyed. And the 2 glory point quests include Smite Their Champion, must rout or kill the highest point opponent, which in my case would be him right here, Swordfang on his mount, and in Julie's case would actually be the trio of frogmen there with the mage. That is her highest point, her magic unit. Avenge the Fallen. So Avenge the Fallen, Julie and I each have an index card. We secretly choose one opposing unit each, and if we want to satisfy that condition and destroy that unit before the battle is over, we get 2 glory points if we satisfy that condition. All of these glory point quests are optional. The main idea is to reach 4 glory points before the game ends. That equals to about 4 units destroyed out of 7 units. Of course, if we do the quests, it's going to reach our glory point goal much quicker and the game will end quicker. So Julie begins the game by writing down a unit secretly on her index card. I do the same. If any of us kill these units at any point in the game, we win an extra 2 glory points. Julie actually has to re-roll her move activation as she fails the first one. Thankfully, her unit was 12 inches away from the command boat approaching shore. Julie's left wing then begins advancing with move orders. I give her some assistance by moving the flexible magnetic tray over terrain. Julie fails yet another activation, but thanks to War Chief Crook's commanding trait, she gets to reroll. So the bruisers hop off the landing barge and prepare to give support to the salamanders in front. That pretty much covers turn 1. Okay, turn 1 is over and Julie got to move all of her forces. She did have to roll a second time. She had to re-roll twice. Thankfully, because of the command ability that we give our leaders, he also has the command ability. Any unit within 12 inches can re-roll a failed activation. And this way the turn doesn't go to the opponent. So that is a house rule. We give it to all our commanders instead of rolling it up. And we also have the command point house rule, which is 1 command point for each of us.
For the whole game. Right?
For the whole game. Once we use that command point, that's it. But that command point will allow us to move to, instead of rolling, allow us to give an activation of our choice to 1 unit. All right. So, Julie, she moved her Lightfoot unit of salamanders here. So they're getting closer. The Crocs came up the bank over here with the Beastmaster.
They're so cute.
Julie's command boat, and command boats do not have to roll. The boats themselves do not have to roll for activation. They just move 4 inches. That's what we said. So once he disembarks, then he goes under the normal rules for Dragon Rampant. So he's over here getting ready to disembark somewhere over there. War Turtle has moved up with that 18-inch range ballista. Yikes. He does have to roll to activate, like any other unit. And Julie, you pushed back your guys here?
Yep.
To make some space?
Yep. I pushed the boat back.
Okay.
The guys are on the land.
Yep. They're very obedient, these big creatures.
They are.
And then these guys disembarked here. These are like amphibious trolls almost. We have another Lightfoot unit, which advanced.
Are my favorite.
And Julie's favorite, the magic user, has moved forward. And this time, we're going to see some combat. All right, so Julie got to move basically all her units this turn. Let's see what happens to me. So I begin with a cavalry charge. This is done by choosing an attack activation. I am in move range of 10 inches, so this will work. To activate, I have to roll a 5+. If I fail and can't re-roll, the turn goes to Julie. But I passed, so my Rex cavalry slams into Julie's Lightfoot salamanders. The Rex hit on 3s, so I score 3 hits with my first 6 dice. I will be rolling 12 dice total since they are at full strength. My next batch of dice score 6 more hits. Meanwhile, Julie scores a few hits using her defense stat. Back to me. I scored 8 hits in total. enough to do 4 damage. Armor 2 means 2 hits are necessary to do 1 strength damage. The extra hit is then removed. My elite Raptor Riders lose 1 model, while Julie's Salamanders lose 4 in this combat. We later realized I had 9 riders on my tray instead of 6. We correct this later. Next, my giant wasps check for wild charge and pass. So the wasps charge and I roll 12d6. My wasps have venom, so any 6s mean 2 damage. A total of 6 hits and 8 damage thanks to venom were accomplished. However, Julie manages to take out 1 wasp with 4 damage. They have armor 3. Julie, meanwhile, loses 1 croc and her Beastmaster in the unit. So now for courage rolls. I failed, so my wasps retreat and are battered. Julie, meanwhile, passes her courage roll. So my turn continued without any turnovers, and I was able to complete the turn. 2 of my units end up battered this turn, and Julie suffers heavy casualties. Her Lightfoot's units are basically decimated and are both battered. Alright, so my turn ended with no mishaps. I didn't have to use a command point. I didn't have to re-roll.
Crazy, yeah.
We were able to play the whole turn. So my mage, the highlight is my mage destroyed with a power bolt, destroyed more of that unit. There's only 4 figures left in that unit, and they're now measuring from that line to that line. So whenever we measure, that's what we'll do. And then my guys took a beating though,
Yes.
and the casualties are really piling. My Cloud Warriors moved here. They're being supported by the giant raptor. My leader with his war beast moved there. I don't know what he's doing. These guys are still fighting. These guys have to be separated. That's the only thing,
right.
but we'll separate them now. So this is turning out to be an interesting game. Turn 2 was a very good turn for me. Julie has been rolling pretty bad since turn 1. She failed 2 activations. Luckily, because of our house rule that we give commanders the command trait, she was able to re-roll since her commander was close to the units that failed. But in turn 2, a successful charge by my elite cavalry and a successful wild charge by the wasps did a good amount of damage to her right wing, to her Lightfoot units that were in that area of the board. On her left wing, the Lightfoot units took a ton of damage from some of my forces, namely the rats that attacked that unit. However, the result of that turn is that I had 2 battered units having failed my courage test, and Julie has 2 battered units having failed her courage test. And if it's one thing I've learned about playing Julie all this time, is that she tends to come back in later turns with powerful die rolls. Anything can happen in a war game, so it's best not to get cocky about this success just yet. Yes, best not get cocky, MJ. So both of Julie's flanks are holding despite the heavy casualties. The first thing she needs to do this turn is rally her battered units. She rolls a successful straight-up courage roll and removes a battered marker. Next up are her blue salamanders. She rolls yet another success, and her Lightfoot troops do not retreat or rout. Bummer. Soon after a successful wild charge, she sends her bruisers charging into my Cloud Warriors. I roll on my defense stat while Julie rolls her attack stat. My defense is a +4, is 4+. So I hit back on 4s. Julie, however, attacks on 3s. With armor 2 on my Cloud Warriors, she scores 3 damage, discarding the extra hit. Damage in Dragon Rampant is considered strength damage. So that means 3 warriors fall in this attack. With armor 4 on her bruisers, on the other hand, I only do 1 damage or 1 casualty. My courage rolls fails since I subtract the damage taken this turn, and my warriors retreat battered. Of course, Julie passes her own courage test. She's rolling very well this turn. Oh, 7 exactly.
Yes.
Okay, so you're doing a power bolt.
Yeah.
So from that mage to my Cloud Warriors. Yikes! All right, now you do a shooting attack.
So 2, 4, 6, 8.
I get another battered marker, and they have to retreat again. So now Julie's Great War Turtle activates. While boats do not roll for activation in this game, the turtle is considered a regular unit, and so it does. Julie passes her move activation without a problem. So the greater war beast swims 10 inches towards the shore. The Great Ballista crew on its back ready the heavy weapon, and that ends the Riverfolk turn 3. I do want to say that we made a mistake and treated the turn as a round. So my turn 4 is next, except that I kept calling it turn 3. Sorry about that. So a successful move activation repositions the Ornithopter, hopefully for a better spellcasting position. Next, my elite cavalry charges the single croc.
Armor's 4.
With armor 4, the cavalry does enough damage to actually kill the croc. One hit, but there's only one guy.
Yeah, that's true.
And how much did you get? 3?
I got 3.
So you don't get a casualty here.
Right.
So Gator.
Dice gone. Oh well.
Julie, and with the Gators gone, I reveal my index card, and I get 2 glory points.
Oh, no.
So 2 glory points to 1 glory point because you destroyed my wasps. And so 2 to 1.
Mm-hmm.
Can Julie destroy another unit and tie the game? Or if she gets her secret unit destroyed, then she gets 2 glory points. So Julie can still win this game. So turn 3 didn't go as well as I had hoped. I mean, Julie was able to rally her battered units. I was hoping that at least one of those units would, fail a courage test and maybe gain more battered markers. That will increase the chance that it's going to run away in the future and go away. But no such luck. That means that her flanks, despite the fact that they've had a lot of casualties, her flanks are still holding. So that's not good. And of course, her War Turtle is up at a point where it can now fire that heavy ballista. Other than that, we've been rolling remarkably for activations. Our turns have been going very well. We haven't had turnovers because we've been rolling all of our activations. But yeah, we'll see what happens. Well, now Julie fires her heavy ballista on the Cloud Warriors. With an 18-inch range and a 3+ attack value, she takes out more warriors from the unit. While Julie mourns her crocs, she has this to say.
Well, after turn 2, when MJ killed my greater war beast, or one of them, I said that I'm coming for you, MJ, and I kept my word this turn. Ha!
Now I test courage at -5. And it fails. Still above 0, however, the Cloud Warriors receive another battered marker and retreat. What a hard day supervising us.
He doesn't know what to do with himself. We're so unruly.
Hard day. Okay, so this combat here, my leader is assaulted by her bruisers. And then I have this raptor here who has 4 strength left. He's still at full dice strength. But these guys now, I did 2 damage. So that means 1 strength, and then this guy is gone. And then he suffers 1 strength. Okay, however, you did 9 hits, which I am armor 4, so that's equal 2 strength points of damage. So I am down to 4. I have to retreat, and we have to roll courage. So Julie, you made your courage test. 6 minus 2, because you lost 2 strength points, and I am -2. Oh my God!
Did you fail?
Oh my God! No, it's 2 minus 2 is 0. Oh, so now he's out of the picture because he failed his courage with 0. He is a wiener. He just took a little hit and said, nope, I'm out of here. When they run away, you still get your 2 glory points. They count as if they were done. So he just flies away.
He's like,
I'm out of here. Now I have to roll courage for my army as well. Aw, Julie, why'd you do that? I was winning. We've been playing for a while, so we're going to call it quits because really, I mean, that I did not expect that this turn. This was your turn 4. And your guys, you didn't roll any failures, so we just kept going the turn.
right.
You still had a command point, so you had that option.
Right.
And yeah, there were a lot of things were dying. I mean, look at these guys. They have like 3 battered markers.
I was trying to kill them. They were the ones I picked.
Yeah. Oh, they were your secret.
Yeah.
Oh, and they just did not die.
They would not go.
Well, instead, you killed my leader, which is a better. So Sword Fang leaves. I do not have very good words for him. So Julie, you win by 1 glory point because you had 1 glory point from before, 2 glory points.
Glory days.
Glory days because you destroyed a unit, and so that makes it 3-2.
Right.
So
surprise ending, huh? That was a
surprise ending, and here are all the casualties. Wow, look at that. Look at all those casualties. Oh, Julie. All right.
Yeah,
Julie, any last words?
That's what you get.
That's what I get.
That's what you get. Don't challenge me, sir.
Oh, you heard it here, folks. You heard it here. Oh, man. And her leader is just very smug in the rear, like, oh, I didn't have to do anything. Good bruiser. Those guys suck.
Yeah.
He's actually a bellicose foot. That's what I made him. All right, guys. Thank you very much. This was a really fun game. Really fun table.
Hope you enjoyed it.
And Julie's invasion wins through a technicality.
Yeah, actually.
I could have beat her this game.
I thought you were going to win. I honestly did.